Well, cheers. Welcome back. My name is Hope. If you have never seen me before, super stoked to have you. And if you're returning, also, obviously, always glad that you made it. Clicked on the button. Appreciate it. We are talking about anticipated, let's not spill the coffee, anticipated releases. So these are books that I'm just really excited. A couple of them are already out and I have on hold at the library. Who knows when they'll come. Some of them have pretty long wait lists, but that is okay. We just wait and eventually they do get to us. So let's talk about 10 books that I'm super stoked about. I'm going to start with smallest page number and then go to largest page number, except for one because the page number I couldn't find anywhere. First on the list, we have The Moon That Loves You Back by Hala, Alyan. And this is kind of out of the norm for me because it's a poetry collection. And like, I do not read poetry, but she's an author that I really enjoy. I really enjoy her novels and figured, you know what, if she's got something new coming out, I'm gonna give it a go. She seems pretty like a safe bet. She is Palestinian American, so that is the topic of a lot of her novels, and it seems to be that's gonna be the topic of this poetry. I'm gonna read a little quote. It is about the complexities of displacement and exile, the nature of home, and the dehumanizing nature of the Western gaze. That is what this collection of poetry is about, and it is coming out March 12th. So I will definitely be looking to pick that up, and who knows, maybe she'll make a poetry lover out of me. I wouldn't hold my breath on that, but I'll give it a go. Second, at 256 pages, we have The Cemetery of Untold Stories by Julia Alvarez. And this, I believe, is a literary fiction, but it's magical realism as well. And it sounds like a woman goes back to her home country, which I think is the Dominican Republic, I believe. And she buries her stories, but they don't want to be buried. So it sounds really interesting, intriguing, not too long, but kind of a different, unique take on a book. And I'm really excited to read this one. Third, at 294 pages, we have The Heiress by Hawkins, and this book is actually already out, but I'm just really excited to read it. I like thrillers, obviously, and I've read from her before and I didn't hate them, so I am excited to give this one a go. I believe it is a mysterious inheritance story. A couple has to go back to the husband's hometown or something, and he's been given like a very large inheritance and things start to happen, so should be a good one, and I'm hoping for just a good time. On May 7th, Women and Children First by Alina Grabowski comes out, and this is, how many pages is this? 320 pages. This is a debut novel, and it is about a young woman dies at a house party, and there's repercussions. I guess it's a fairly small town that this happens in, and there are 10 different perspectives. I don't know if it's 10 chapters, and each chapter you get a different perspective, but there are a lot of different points of view. And this was actually a book that is being recommended by apparently Sarah Jessica Parker, has her own like publishing company or book club or something. It's SJP Lit, and this is part of that collection. The story itself sounds really intriguing, but when I was looking further into it, that came up, which is kind of interesting. A lot of celebrities seem to be getting in on the book club. So we'll see how it goes, but I always love a good debut novel, and this one seems really interesting. Moon of the Turning Leaves by Waubgeshig Rice, and this is coming out on February 27th. This seems to be, or it doesn't seem, this is a post-apocalyptic story from Northern Ontario, and I believe it is connected to another book, but it does say it can be its own standalone thriller. So I actually have plans to read the first book in this series, which is Moon of the Crusted Snow, which I think is when kind of the catalyst for this apocalyptic event happens, but I'm not totally sure. However, this book on its own just sounds interesting. They've been living in this post-apocalyptic world for 12 years or so, and they now need to start venturing further out because they can't survive with where they are and what's going on around them. And it's not a very safe place to be. Obviously, I love that there's some good Canadian content, and I think that this one should be really interesting. Did I say that was that one's 320 pages? If I didn't, 320 pages. Then we have Anita de Mont Laughs Last by Xochitl Gonzalez, and this book is 352 pages. It comes out March 5th. And this follows two women, I believe Raquel and Anita. And Raquel kind of discovers the story of Anita, who I think was an artist or something, but her story has been forgotten. And then Raquel starts to find kind of parallels between their lives, and it follows that. Xochitl wrote Olga Dies Dreaming, which was a political book that took place in New York, but it had a lot of other things going on, and I enjoyed it enough. It wasn't my favorite book or anything, but enough that when I saw this one come up, I thought, yeah, I'll definitely check out another book from hers. She wrote really good family dynamics, and I'm kind of hoping that we'll see something like that in this book as well. We're now getting into a couple of the beefier books. The next one I'm excited about is Wolf at the Table by Rapp. Yes, 480 pages, and this comes out March 19th. And this, I guess, is kind of a multi-generational family saga, but there might be a serial killer. So I guess possibly one of the members of the family is a serial killer. That's all I know. I was intrigued enough. Put it on the list. I will definitely be picking this one up. Another 480-page book is The Mars House by Natasha Pulley, and this one comes out March 19th. And this is about a principal ballerina who ends up being an undocumented immigrant on Mars. There's a marriage of convenience, I think. So I'm not really sure what the tone of this book is going to be. I don't know if it's a romance or like a literary romance or science fiction. I have no idea where it's going, but I just thought it sounded really interesting. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the book Girlfriend on Mars that I read for the Scotiabank Gillow Prize in the summer. I didn't end up loving that book, but I really liked the premise of the book. So I'm hoping that this one delivers a little bit better, and I'm hoping it'll be good. I'm hoping it won't be too serious. It'll be a little bit more lighthearted, but I have no idea. I'm gonna check it out. I'll let you know. Number 9 on the list at 496 pages, we have There Are Rivers in the Sky by Elif Shafak, and this is coming out in August. So there's a little bit more of a wait on this one. August? Yeah, August. And this follows, I believe, 3 different stories, 1840, 2014, and 2018. And it's between London and Turkey. Again, Elif Shafak is an author that I have read from a couple of times before, and she definitely, London and Turkey kind of seem to be the 2 places that she most focuses on. It's an epic historical, an epic historical fiction book, and I look forward to reading it. There's more to it in the synopsis, something to do with the rivers and an epic poem of Gilgamesh or something like that, but I don't really know what the connection is. That's probably the whole point. You've got to read the book to find out. But she does historical fiction really well, so I'm quite excited about it. Okay, and the final book on this list, there is actually no page number, or I couldn't find it anywhere, is The Blackbird Oracle by Deborah Harkness. Now this is very specific. It is book 5 in the All Souls trilogy series. That doesn't make any sense, book 5 in the All Souls trilogy series. Book 5 in the All Souls series, I think originally was just a trilogy and is now not. These are books that are just, they have some sentimental value to me, so I keep reading them, even though I think the trilogy could have stood on its own. The additional books, the one additional book I don't know that I need, but just for the sake of making my heart happy, I will continue to read them. So those are the 10 books that I'm excited about. It's obviously just a drop in the bucket. There are so many books out there coming out that I think are going to be excellent. There are also videos people talk about like 40 anticipated releases, and I do not have the patience to do that much research on 40 anticipated releases. So these are just the ones that most have caught my interest and are going to be released fairly soon. So tell me if any of them are ones that are on your radar, or if not, what book are you most looking forward to coming out in the next couple months? I would love to know, because who knows, maybe I'll be able to put it on my TBR. Okay, cheers guys. Enjoy your afternoon. Bye.